Today I thought that I would show you how I make myself feel pretty. Yay! I basically just wanted to show you my skincare, makeup, and hair routine, and just everything that I do every day to make myself feel slightly less ugly. I've recently gotten a couple of new products for all three of my routines. Also, I feel like I need to note that I am not the best at makeup. I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. So if you have any tips or product suggestions, let me know. I'm open to recommendations because I feel like every time that I do my makeup, it never really looks like makeup. I've been feeling pretty confident in my current makeup routine a little bit. I've just been really liking all of the products that I've been using recently, and I wanted to share with you just what I do every day. Let's get started. First off, starting with skincare, I thought I would show you guys what I use both in the morning and at night. Starting in the morning, I try and use this morning and night. I am almost out of this though, so I've been very stingy with it just because I don't want to have to go and buy more yet. But this is the SOS spray from Tower 28. This, I think, is my favorite skincare product just because it's so minimal and I think it's really, really good for your skin. It's almost gone. I've bought a couple of these already and I love them. This is a staple skincare product for me for sure. I also have very sensitive skin, so I feel like more minimal products work better for me. After I use that facial spray, I have this Brighten and Glow eye cream from First Aid Beauty. They actually sent this to me in PR a very long time ago and I still have it. I use it every single day, but it's lasted me forever. I'll just put this underneath my eyes. And this, I definitely want to purchase after I run out of this just because it works so well for me. It brightens up my eyes so much and I feel like it almost replaces concealer for me. It's very hard to do this with longer nails. I feel like I'm gonna poke my eyeball out. But I just put that right underneath my eyes and I feel like it makes me look more awake. Maybe not, but it feels like it. It feels very, very nice on my skin. After that, I have the Ilia Base Face Milk. I've mentioned this before. I don't really know what this is doing for my skin, but it's a fun little step to add to my skincare and makeup routine. So I'll just put a little bit on my hand and then put it on my face. I'm pretty sure this has either hyaluronic acid or niacinamide in it. I can't remember which one. Maybe neither. I could be wrong actually. I know it's doing something and that is all that matters. I feel a little bougie using this stuff. I like it. After the base face milk, I'll go in with my sunscreen. I've been using this one from Innisfree. It's the Daily UV Defense Mineral Sunscreen, and this has SPF 45, which is way higher than the sunscreens that I've used previously. I've been really liking this one. The only thing is that it does leave a little bit of a white cast, but no big deal, honestly. This one also has a little bit of a green tint to it, which cancels out any redness on my face. I also just love the packaging of this one. It's thin, it's easy to carry around. I'm a big fan of this sunscreen. And it also hasn't made me break out, which is, I think, my biggest thing for skincare products. That's always my biggest fear when I'm buying new stuff. Just because I have sensitive skin and skincare products are so expensive, I just get scared to spend a ton of money on a product just for it to not work with my skin. But this one has been great. Alright, that is everything that I use for my skin in the morning. At night, however, I have a few different things that I use. Starting with this face wash, I use the Paula's Choice Perfectly Balanced Foaming Cleanser. I'm almost out of this one too. This one's been working well for me. Again, it hasn't made me break out, so good enough for me. And then I have been rotating between these two products every other day because these ones you're not supposed to use every single day right off the bat. But this is also from Paula's Choice. It's the Exfoliate Duo. I mainly use the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant because this one is supposed to unclog and shrink pores and also smooth and even my skin tone. I just feel like this one is more beneficial for my skin, but I have used this one a couple times as well. This one is the 6% mandelic acid and 2% lactic acid liquid exfoliant, and this one is supposed to improve sun damage, dullness, and fine lines, and also reverse a compromised skin barrier, whatever that means, but I should probably put this into rotation a little bit more. So sorry if you can hear gardeners outside, that's so... For my moisturizer currently, listen, this one is a little bit pricey, I will not lie to you. I think it was close to $30 for just a travel size, and there's really not a ton in here. I've almost used this whole thing and I got this like at the beginning of this month. This is from Pharmacy. It's their Honey Halo moisturizer. This smells really good, which scared me at first because usually products with a ton of fragrance in them are not great for your skin. But this one's been working well for me. I've had no complaints so far. I don't know if I would buy this again though, just because of the price. So if you guys have any moisturizer recommendations for sensitive skin specifically, let me know because I'm gonna need something different after this one. But this is what I'm using currently and it's been okay. That's everything that I've been doing to my skin recently. I've been trying to keep my entire routine very minimal just so my skin doesn't freak out on me. Moving on to my makeup routine. I honestly do my makeup routine in a different order every single day, but I usually start with concealer, and I use this one from Rare Beauty. This is the under eye brightener, and I use the shade Light, and I'll put 2 tiny dots under my eyes, and that's usually all I use. I don't love the way that concealer looks. I just feel like it always looks cakey or it creases on me, so I just try to avoid using it. And then I'll go in with just a small brush and kind of just pat it into my eyes, underneath my eyes, not into my eyes. And that's it for that. I don't really use concealer anywhere else just because I don't like the way it looks. But after that, I'll use the Fenty Beauty powder. This is the Pro Filter in the shade Butter. I honestly only use this powder because it smells really good. This, I feel like I don't use correctly. I'm not 100% sure the best way to use powder, and I'm sure I could just look up a tutorial, but this is what I do. I'll usually just take a little bit on the same brush and go in and pat it into the same areas that I just put the concealer. I'll usually put some powder in my T-zone as well, just so I don't get super oily throughout the day. So I'll put it on my chin, a little bit underneath my nose, and then on my forehead. Again, if you have tips or tricks for me, please let me know. I do whatever feels right. Now for my favorite part of my makeup routine, I'm gonna use blush. I've been rotating between these two. This first one is from Rare Beauty, and it's in the shade Joy. And then I also have this one from Say, and this is in the shade Rosy. I think I like the Say one a little bit more just because of the applicator. And it's not as pigmented as the Rare Beauty one, which makes it a little bit easier to work with. So I'll probably use this one today. I think this color might be a little bit more flattering on me as well. This one's a little bit too peachy. I'll just put this kind of high up on my cheekbones, and then I use a brush to blend this in. I was using my hands for a little while, but I honestly hated that, and I feel like it made it look not as good as it does with a brush. And I'll blend this in for a while just to make sure everything is even. I'll bring it onto my nose a little bit. I don't put any blush directly on my nose, but I'll take any leftovers on the brush and kind of just put it on there. I really like to use a lot of blush, but I try not to go too crazy because I feel like my face gets red throughout the day anyways. My face being red on top of the blush is gonna be just too much. I'm just embarrassed and nervous all the time, so my face is just constantly red. After blush, I'll use a highlighter. I have this liquid one from Rare Beauty. This is their liquid luminizer in the shade Enchant. I have had this highlighter for such a long time, and I don't think I'm anywhere near finishing it. It lasts forever, but I'll put a little bit on the tip of my nose and then kind of in the same area that I just put the blush. Just like a little bit higher. And this one, I just blend out with my finger. I'll just kind of like press it in to my skin. See, I feel like at this point, my makeup should look like makeup, and it just doesn't. I did see a TikTok recently that was saying that your makeup doesn't look like makeup because you're not using enough of it. Maybe this is my experiment. I might do a little bit more blush, as I was literally just giving the reason why I didn't want to use too much blush. It's fine. Just because I feel like, especially with the Say blush, you can use a lot more than you can with the Rare Beauty one, and it still looks fine. Hopefully that wasn't too much. I feel like my makeup always looks weird, like here. I don't know. I feel like my makeup looks weird half the time. Anyways, okay, done with that. I'm not gonna overthink it. I also like to go in with powder, blush, and highlight right after I use the liquid one. So I really like this one from Makeup by Mario. It's really dirty. This is in the shade Mellow Mauve, and this is the Soft Pop Powder Blush. I really like this one. I've used quite a bit of it. I try just to use a little bit, and I'll kind of just like tap it very gently because this one is pretty pigmented, and also I just put on liquid blush, so I don't want it to be too overwhelming. And then for my highlight, I also use one from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Glow highlighter in the shade Pearl. This one is very pretty. I feel like I need a better brush to put on highlighter with, but this is just the one that I have. I'll just put a little bit like this and then kind of go over the same areas. I kind of do like a circular motion when I'm doing the highlight on my cheeks, just so it kind of gets everywhere and it doesn't make like a super harsh line. Using the liquid one honestly does make a pretty harsh line, but I feel like blending it out with the powder after fixes that a little bit. Next up, honestly one of my least favorites. I really don't enjoy doing my eyebrows like at all. This relevant product, I honestly just use this to brush them out a little bit. And then this is what I use for my eyebrows and my eyeliner. It's from e.l.f. It's their lock-on liner and brow cream in the shade Espresso. And then I use this little tiny brush. It's bent. I use this brush and then I'll just put a little bit on there and kind of do whatever this motion is. I'll kind of just like brush it through my eyebrow. This takes me kind of a long time because you have to have a very light hand when you're using this, because if you use too much much product, it goes on super dark and it just kind of gets everywhere and it looks bad. I just do a little bit at a time. If I'm doing eyeliner, I'll usually do it right after my eyebrows. I don't like to do too much. I'll go in with a little bit more of a heavy hand for the eyeliner, and then I don't know how to explain this. I kind of just, okay, well that one was bad, but I'll usually just do that. So there's like a little bit of a shadow. I don't know if that even like makes a difference, but it just adds a little bit more color to the ends of my eyes. Good enough for me. I hate doing my eyebrows too much. There's so many noises outside. After my eyebrows are filled in, I'll use the Ilia In-Frame Brow Gel. This stuff is very nice and it makes my eyebrows stay all day. So I'll just kind of brush this through, and then I go back with the first eyebrow brush that I use and just brush it and kind of shape it. This is also one of my least favorite steps in my makeup routine, but I feel like it always looks the best. Like, this ties everything together. So I'll start by curling my eyelashes. I'll start with an eyelash primer. This one's kind of gross. I don't really know why, but this is from Lancome. I like to use an eyelash primer. I feel like any brand would work. This is just the one that I happen to have right now. And I will just put on a light layer of this. Oh, I'm dropping everything today. And lately I have been struggling with getting my mascara to look good for some reason. I might need to try a different mascara, which is devastating to say because I have sworn by this mascara for so long. This is the Glossier Lash Slick, and I used to love this, but I feel like lately it's just not doing what it needs to do. But I do like this for a very natural look. I try not to get too much on like the base of my eyelashes just because that makes it harder for them to stay curled. And my eyelashes are very straight, unfortunately. Mascara is on, and I usually just have to wait a couple of minutes for this one to dry before I curl them again because I do curl my lashes with mascara on them. I know that's bad, but I've never ripped out any of my eyelashes, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And it makes it look so much better because I feel like once I put mascara on, even if I curled my eyelashes before, they're already not curled anymore. The eyeliner is not looking good today. I also really like, I also really love to add fake freckles to my makeup. I feel like that is my favorite look. However, I haven't been doing this a ton lately just because I'm almost out of this product. And again, I'm just procrastinating buying another one. But this one is called the Original Freckle. It's the Freck XL. I'm almost out of it, so it's very hard to use, but I'll try my best. I'll kind of just like a bunch of tiny little dots. I'll leave it for like 10 seconds and then I'll just go ahead and blend it in. And it looks like there's nothing there, which is why you have to do that same step over like 50 times. So this also takes me a while, which is really unfortunate, but I think it's just because I'm almost out. If you let them sit for too long, they get really hard to blend and then they kind of just end up looking weird. But that side looks pretty good. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's very subtle. I don't like them to be too noticeable because I want them to look as natural as fake freckles. I want them to look as natural as fake freckles. Why can't I talk? I want them to look as natural as fake freckles can possibly look. Okay, I'm over it. I'm over it. I wish I had actual freckles. All right, my mascara is probably dry. The Glossier one honestly dries really fast. I don't press down too hard just in case it does get stuck to the eyelash curler, but literally it looks so much better after I curl them again. And then if I want to make my eyelashes look even longer, I have the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This one is in the shade, I cannot read what it says on the bottom, but it's like not the darkest shade of mascara that you can get. But I will just put this on the very, very top of my eyelashes. And this one does take a really, really, really long time to dry. So I'll only do this if I have the time because I'm gonna want to curl them again after this one dries. This one also gets all over my eyelids. Now while they're drying again, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I don't usually do a ton to my lips just because I don't think about it and it never lasts, but I'll start with Vaseline. Again, very hard to do with longer nails. I always like to put on Vaseline first because I feel like it helps whatever lip product I put on to stay way longer. I hate when my lips don't like slide together when I do that. I just need to feel like I have something on my lips at all times. One of my favorite lip products to use is from Too Faced. This is their Heartcore lipstick and it's in the shade Sweet Tea. I love this one. I'll just put this right on top of the Vaseline. And that's usually it. I'll also add some of the Too Faced lip injection one on the top if I'm feeling like it. Anyways, this is what my makeup looks like. I feel like the fake freckles add so much. I haven't done them in a few days and I missed them. Now for my hair. I feel like I have been so insecure about my hair recently. This is just like my natural hair. One of my favorite things to put in my hair is the Super Milk from Lush. This stuff smells so good. And you can use it on wet or dry hair, which is really nice. It does have a pretty strong smell, so I'll usually just do like 1 or 2 sprays. I like to use that right out of the shower, and then I'll usually use the Jisoo hair perfume when my hair is dry. But these are the 2 products that I use for my hair most of the time. Anyways, what I was saying, I've been a little bit insecure about my hair, but I think it's just like my current haircut. I want to cut curtain bangs on myself, which is probably not the best idea, but I feel like if I watch a bunch of tutorials, I can probably do it because I just want these pieces in front to be a little bit shorter. One of my favorite hairstyles to do recently is just 2 braids. But all I do for that is I make sure that my part is straight down the back to the best of my ability. I don't have like a comb or anything that I can use. I'll just take my nail and just like run that down the back and then split it. And I don't ever check if it's straight because truly the back of my head is none of my business. I'll try and take out like this front part of my hair, which is also why I want them to be shorter. Like this is too long to have in the front of my hair, but it's fine. I'll leave out a little bit from both sides and then I'll just braid each side like normal. I try to keep it a little bit loose up at the top just so it kind of hangs over my ear a little bit. And I like to use small clear hair ties for my braids just because I feel like normal hair ties look a little bit bulky. I want to get some of these that are brown so it matches my hair color. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side where I try to keep it a little loose up at the top and then I'll braid all the way down. All right, and after both of them are secured, I'll just go through and kind of pull on all the hair so then it's a lot bigger. I feel like this just makes it look better and it makes it look like I have more hair than I do. I'll also pull some hair down right next to my ears. Next step. Straightener. I like to curl the front pieces of my hair a little bit. They honestly don't look that bad right now. I feel like they look better than they usually do. Usually my hair is kind of wonky in the front, but I'll use a little bit of blow dry spray. This is from Kenra, and this is a heat protectant. This stuff smells so good. And then I try to keep my straightener at a decently low heat when I'm just doing these front pieces. I'll also take the pieces right by my ears and straighten it. I just think it looks better. I've done this since I was in high school. This used to be like my hair routine. I would literally just straighten the pieces by my ears and that was like my whole hairstyle. I don't know what about it. I just feel like it makes me look so much better. And then for these front pieces, I'll try to do a little bit of a curl. So I'll start at the top and then twist it and we've got a little curl. I try to brush it through right away so it's not like super tight. Same thing on the other side. I just grab it and twist it. And then I try to straighten the end too because I don't want the end to be too curled. These baby hairs are gonna be the end of me. I just washed my hair, so I feel like I don't need it now, but I'll usually put a little bit of dry shampoo right at the top and then kind of fluff it up so my hair doesn't look too flat. This is the hair and makeup that I typically feel the most confident in, and that's all there is to it. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes one more time, okay? I will literally curl my eyelashes like 3 or 4 times before I leave the house just to make sure that they're gonna stay. Also, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll put a little bit of sparkle right on my inner corners. This is from Makeup by Mario. It's their Master Crystal Reflector. This stuff is so pretty. It's a little bit hard to put on. I feel like I need a brush for it, but I'll just use my pinky, get a little bit on there, and then just right in the inner corner. I feel like I need to do this more. I always forget that I have this stuff, but it looks so pretty. I might have gone a little bit overboard on this side. That's the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Again, if you guys have any makeup, skincare, or hair product recommendations, please let me know. I would love to see what you guys swear by and what products you can't live without. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're still watching, comment down below this emoji. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.